Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. And here basically we are discussing on the topic that is Americans' error basically. So one person told that America basically has done the mistake, right? Basically. So one person literally told me this SAP basically software is developed by USA basically. Then he told that might be basically might have developed by USA. Microsoft is developed by USA. Then he told that might be basically. Then Microsoft basically started arguing basically after this video basically the subscription amount basically or basically the tax amount which we are paying on the basis of that basically we can able to derive the tax box in our product only basically. After that product basically the SDK basically they creates and sends to the each and every country. So here basically they are not the owner of the text box. They are not the owner of the user controls. They are not the owner of radio button. Projects means what basically? These all are the projects now basically. On the base of this only the project gets creates. So this is the base basically. If you go more detail, if condition, if conditions are there, while loops are there, for loops are there, database connections basically are there. That also basically we have displayed. We have basically have connected the stuff in previous video basically. So one person told that this all thing basically Microsoft takes from other side only. That is the subscription and tax amount basically. If they pay some amount, then basically they displays the text box. Then one person told that that is the stuff. If you pay the stuff basically, you get the service because they are getting the money also. No, basically they are the businessmen basically. For example, one person told that Sunil basically you are not get money, you are not getting job because you are not paying the money. So that job search basically is different thing basically. There basically also basically I paid money to few consultants basically. There also basically they have not given the job basically. So that is different thing basically. So here basically one person told that businessman basically gets the money also basically. For example, Microsoft basically gets around just taking a rough example 1 lakh crore basically from India basically every month. So 1 lakh crore basically it might be dollar also, it might be pound also, it might be currency Indian also basically. So we are not going into the personal basically. That is his property basically. So here basically one person told that 1 lakh crore basically he earns from India, right? Basically, he pays the money to the American government because it's a USA product. So you have to pay money to the US government basically. So they pay the money. So he basically never able to track that basically. Text box user controls basically are getting displayed. Reason is the subscription amount basically he is paying or basically the tax amount because he is getting money so he will 100% pay na basically he will 100% pay the money, he will 100% pay the money to the government. So he basically never able to track. So one person told that basically if you want to check this basically Microsoft, then don't pay the tax amount. Then basically see what American government will do. But this thing American government also don't know. Na? American government also don't know that basically the. So one person told that who is the country basically taking the tax amount of entire world? That question basically raised by one group basically. And this will not connect up to this level basically. It will go to the satellite, space, lots of basically areas basically comes into the picture. So best example, one person told that the Amazon group basically, who is telling that basically we are basically number one, they also basically not able to track. Amazon means everybody knows that they have 1,000 servers. They created cloud computing servers. They basically created cloud computing means virtual data basically, virtual space basically. So they basically sells the functions, they sells the APIs, they basically sells the procedures, they basically sells the sometimes basically they sells the API only, CRM API basically. So they basically sometimes sells the database basically. So they basically sells the space sometimes basically. Sometimes basically they sells the services basically. Services have space basically are there. So like this basically many things are basically sold by the Amazon group basically. So they also basically was not able to track. That is also question basically, na. They also basically never able to track that this everything this error basically. So one person told that the base companies basically were not able to track this. Then how this group basically can think? Because their thinking are controlled by Microsoft. If you are basically sitting at the Microsoft projects basically, their brains are controlled by Microsoft only basically. And Microsoft will generate the energy when basically he is getting the information. Otherwise basically blindly basically nobody is going to get the information. So he don't have information, so he basically never shares. If he will ask the tax amount detail, government will say that basically we basically can't share because they might not be having the data, but possibilities are very less basically. Data basically the government 100% might be having the detailed information basically. Otherwise, it might possible that USA government and that tax information basically might be handling by the other countries. That possibilities are there. So that's why assume that basically tax amount is getting calculated by Afghanistan. Combo box tax amount is getting calculated by Sri Lanka. Checkbox tax box is getting calculated by European group basically. So like this, they've divided the control by tax calculation of the each and every control objects. So due to that, basically it might possible that they might not able to display the exact data because every country basically can't share the information basically. But globally basically few group basically might be able to see the information basically. So one person told that here everything basically came into head with American basically. Means American government basically are now responsible basically. Why? Software is basically the main service basically which they are giving. So they basically accepted the responsibility. So in this basically they not able to check this text box equal to 1000 cities. So that basically government basically responsible basically. So government basically are responsible. So in this basically the government will be responsible and government have to take the responsibilities. So one person told that you are not getting the job. So like this, some one person told that I have sent your CV to this area, I have sent your CV to that company, but that company basically told that basically our client basically is not accepting your resume. They told that basically we have rejected your resume. So like this client only basically directly telling that basically one I basically sent one resume to Godri basically. Godri's area in Vadodara city. They told that basically the client has rejected your resume basically. So that type of also stuff basically happens in your life basically. Even basically you have a good knowledge basically. This is basically not a good knowledge basically. So one person told that this type of thing activity also happens in your life basically. So someone person told that client basically not accepted your resume due to some reason. So that type of thing happens in your life basically. So here one person told that America basically is paying 5 lakh crore to India. So in next video